Well, good morning all. It is 20th of December and here we are in Cabo Verde. I'm just anchored outside Mindelo and it's time to go. It's time to go. I'm feeling somewhat apprehensive, but yeah, I've done everything I possibly can. I've done all my checks, I've got all my provisions. The weather window's looking favourable, so it's out of here. South-southwest, probably about 150 miles, couple of days, and then turn right. I'll be on the 15 degree parallel and just stay on that and keep heading west, steer 270. It's 2,300 miles to Martinique, and I'm really kind of like apprehensively looking forward to it. If that makes any kind of sense whatsoever, I don't know. But here we are. I'll give you a quick look at the route. Here we go. So this is me here in São Vicente. Between the two islands here, going to come out and come down, and then down to about here. That's about 150-200 miles, and then all the way across and over to Martinique. I'll come round here and into here. I'll probably anchor in St Anne's Bay while I do my checking in. And yeah, I reckon about 23 days, so should be there before the end of the first week of January. We shall see. Have a quick look at the wind. I can show you. So this is the swell pattern, which kind of looks a bit confused, but it does settle down. I'll just put you back over onto the wind. I'm up here and I'm going to be coming down here, so we've got northeasterly, and initially this orange part I'll need to try and stay between the orange and the blue to maintain a nice 15 knots of easterly wind. It's not too bad if I do drift into there, but then once I get out of that shadow, I'm pretty much looking at 19 knots down to about here. That will be round about Christmas Day. No, sorry, or am I? Yeah, it'll be about here. And the wind starts to swing round, and then we look at the bigger picture. These are the isobars. I'll be coming along on the 15th parallel, which is this line here, to the Caribbean. Hopefully I'll try and bump into the right island. Well, so that's it. I can't really think of much else to say. I've just got to get on and do it and stop procrastinating. Take care. Wishing you all a happy Christmas and a new year. Bye. This is the anchorage. A lot of derelict ships here. See, hanging around. Just left the anchorage over there. There's the main port. There's mountains all around. The distance over there is São and Teo. Slight adjustment to the course. And that's it. I wish you all a very happy Christmas and a great new year. I should be mid-Atlantic, so different one for me. Take care. Bye. Oh, good morning folks. Here we are, day 2. What a cracking sail so far. Bit of a lumpy start coming out from between the islands, as I said before, but it's looking good, looking really nice, making good progress. The sun's out, skies are blue, few clouds around, not sure what that's going to bring. Hopefully not too much, but the good news is we've made good time. So I'll be coming up to my turning point soon. I reckon in about 2 hours time, and then it's hang a right. The butter has started to melt, as they say, so it's time to turn right, which is west, 270 degrees. Once that's got that manoeuvre done, then I'll get the poles out. I'll get the other smaller head sail up, so I'll have a twin head sail up, and dead downwind run. Swell's going to be a little bit tricky, I think, but not too bad. Not too bad. Let me try and show you where we are on the map. Yeah. Okay. We also had another boat sneak up on me during the night. It's a boat. I met the crew the other night, and yeah, and I've just on the AIS has popped up another yacht in front of me, so that's interesting. There's 3 of us, all within a 10-mile radius. The one behind me has been slowly catching up on me. It's 13 meters, so he's got a bit longer boat, so he will go a little bit quicker than I can. And now there's one in front of me. I'll just show you. Now, if you can see that, that's me here. There's my pointy thing. So I'm here. I've got a yacht up there and another little yacht down here. It's just come up on the AIS. So we've done 130 miles so far, and I've still got half an hour to go, so about 132 miles probably for the 24-hour period. I'm really pleased with that. That's good news, because I think once I get up, both poles up and a bit more sail up, I'll be able to when I head west on a run, I reckon I could see some higher mileages, which will be really good. There we go. Take care, bye. Good morning, folks. Day 2, correction, the start of day 3. We've been going 48 hours and covered 265 miles, so that's quite good. I'm quite pleased with that. I was anticipating around about 120 a day, and 130 is good. So far so good. This morning's coffee didn't turn out very well. Just about ready to dispatch it into my cup, and got hit by a wave, sent me sideways. I went flying across the cabin, landed rather awkwardly, so I got a few bruises, and yeah, well, that's the remains of what my coffee was supposed to be. I'm too happy about that, but there we go, such is life. We're heading west. I'm just made a slight alteration to bring myself a little bit further north of 15 degrees, mainly because there's a North Atlantic equatorial current that runs at between 1/2 and 1.5 knots in a westerly direction, so I'm going to try and hook into that. I'm about 100 miles away from it at the moment, so I've just started to ease slightly north of the 15 degrees parallel, and hopefully by tomorrow I should be seeing the benefits of that. The wind hasn't gone round to the east just yet, it's still northeast, so I've dropped the second head sail, and I've just got the main Genoa up with a pole. Work my way up. Yep. Yeah, here we go. So it's quite pleasant at the moment. a little bit rolly, swells probably about a metre, metre and a half. Loads of flying fish buzzing around, and I think I've got a couple that decided to try and hitchhike a ride, but that won't have done them any good. Yeah, there's one right up there at the front. We're going to have to go and get him off before he starts to stink. Yeah, there's another one there. He's going to be a little bit more tricky to get to, but we'll go up the front and hook that one out of the way. All very pleasant. Last night, or early hours this morning, I had a tanker come steaming towards me, which is not what I expected. I didn't expect any commercial traffic to be sitting on this line. He would have been going against the current and against the wind. Not that it really matters to him, I suppose. Something to keep me on my toes. Had a fishing fleet. I came through when just as I was about to turn right, of course, and head west. There was a fishing fleet right my way. I like to do a little bit of a skirt to get south of them. They were drifting, and there was about 4 or 5 of them. I didn't see them, I saw them on the AIS, so I gave them a wide berth a couple of miles to keep out of their way. The sun was out, but it's gone. Quite warm. Feeling good. Zips is on the helm, doing a good job, steering a good course. Well, here we are, and it's dinner time, so I thought I'd just give you a quick look at what we got for dinner. So what I did, I sliced up some cabbage, some onion, some chorizo, got that in the frying pan with some butter, fried it all up and threw some spuds in there, and looks like that. That's cooking nicely. And in the oven we have got, you can see it at the moment, we've got some roast chicken, and that's just about ready to come out now. That's settled out, stick him on there. That's done. They're done. Some water in there. Wobbly. Oh, come on. Look at that. And we'll get some gravy on the go, and I think I'll be pretty much ready to eat. Fantastic. Cooking on the boat, in the middle of the Atlantic. Who'd have thought it? Bye. It is 24th December 2025, and it's Christmas Eve, and I have just turned 500 miles, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. The weather is changed, and it's looking like I might get a bit of a blow coming up from behind me. The clouds are looking pretty stepped up, So I could be in for a squall coming through, or it could just be a sustained blow. I did download the latest grid files, and they did indicate that there would be a little bit more wind, which is good in some ways because it's been very slow the last few days, and my average speed has dropped down to about 5.4 knots, which is okay. It's okay, but I would rather it was nearer 6, which doesn't sound a lot of difference, but obviously as the miles increase, it's harder to get that average speed back up. So it is what it is, as they say. But it's Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, sorry, and my lovely wife has delivered me some presents when she visited me in Cabo Verde, and so I've got those to open up. I'm going to open them up a little bit later. And another important thing that's going to happen today is it's what's known as Crease Day. I hadn't really thought much about this until some friends mentioned it to me, and this is where I get to unfold my chart, because I've come to the edge of where I've had it folded for the last, seems like forever. So that's going to be quite good, because I get to look at a different part of the chart and it has my destination on it, so that kind of like feels really good. So I'm looking forward to doing that. What else can I say? No flying fish landed on the boat today, so I guess they only like the rougher seas. With it being somewhat calmer, then they decided to stay in the water. Excuse me. What else can I say? Not a lot really. That's about the extent of my excitement. I did do a practice Christmas dinner run with the chicken. That worked out really nice. So I'll do that again tomorrow on Christmas Day. Today I think I'm going to go for some peppers with pork and some noodles. Haven't had that for a while, so I'm going to do that. I've got you spin you around so you can see. I can just feel a few drops of rain actually, and that's kind of going to be weird. I haven't had rain since I was back in Boa Vista. It rained hard then. We're talking to a local there, and he said that his child of 9 years old, that was the first rain she'd ever experienced. Imagine that, no rain for 9 years. Unbelievable. But there you go. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. She hadn't experienced rain in December for 9 years. That's right, yeah. Memory's going a bit wobbly. There we go. Anyway, look, I'll spin you around so you can have a quick look. As you can see, looking pretty cloudy up there. There we are. The waves have kind of gone, we've just got the swell. I'm running pretty much dead downwind. I picked up the edge of the equatorial, northern Atlantic equatorial current. It's been dragging me a bit further north than I really wanted to be. I guess I've benefited from it, but it doesn't feel like it if the speed's dropped off. We shall see. Anyway, I'm now headed a bit further south, not much, just below the 15 degrees. It's got me back on my line, and then with the easterly, northeasterly trade winds will allow me to hoist the mainsail and broad reach up to Martinique. Put me on the right point of sail for that. But in the meantime, it's downwind and it's very nice. So that's about it. Catch you later. Bye. Okay, here we go, crease day. Thank you Ned and Kate for bringing this to my attention about it being a special day. I'm looking forward to this. So I come from Madeira down to the Canaries. The Canaries, this was a rough trip all the way down here. 4 days of challenging sailing. Down to Cabo Verde, the islands of no stress, as they say. Everywhere you go, Cabo Verde, no stress. And it is definitely Africa. Such a difference from coming down from being in the Canaries. Spent a bit of time here on the Isle of Sal and went to and from Boa Vista for a checkout, and then my wife came in, Tez, and she joined me in Sal and we sailed down to Boa Vista. Spent a couple of days there. And weather wasn't too good really, to be quite honest, but that's just the way it goes. Finished up back at Sal, she flew back home, then had a rip-roaring sail across to Sao Vicente and into Mindelo. Hooked up with Ned and Kate and their daughter Maddie, and we spent the day together. Took the ferry over to Santo Anteo and explored the north of the island. We had a fantastic tour with a guy with a minivan, and it was absolutely superb, top notch, really informative. Showed us all around the island. I've got some video that'll be out on that. Then the day came, went out into the anchorage from the marina after I'd done all my preparations, which I'll be going through a bit later on. And we set off, headed south-southwest down to the 15-degree parallel here, and I'm currently here, and if I'm not mistaken, I'll just check my position on my markers, and I'm 32 degrees 29 minutes, which is, that is the 30 degree, 31, 32 and 29, 10, 20, 30. It's going to put me there. As you can see, this is the North Atlantic equatorial current that I've been picking up on, which is nice. It's given me about an extra half a knot, I think, judging by the difference on boat speed through the water and speed over the ground. Just completed the 500 miles, and I'm now going to turn over my chart for the next stage. And there we go. There we go. Just got to figure out how I'm going to fold this. I think. Leeward Islands, Martinique. I think I can fold it there. How about that? That's probably a bit too much. How does that look? It's looking a bit better. It needs to be sensible size so I can fit it on the chart table. I think that's going to do me. Something like that. How am I coming across? 15 degrees. Oh no. I need to include that bit. I have to say goodbye to Antigua. I'm not going up that way anyway. Just hold that there like that. That's got all that. Flip that over there like that, so that's not too much of a crease. And there we go. About here somewhere to start. We'll follow it all the way along over Research Ridge. We've got a marker here, Yellow Buoy. I'll have to keep an eye out for that one. I'll bump into him in the night. Here's Barbados. That's where Ned and Kate are going. My other friends, John and Susie, they departed from Brava, which is just south of the southernmost island of the Cabo Verdes, and they're heading over to French Guiana. Went over to here, and I'm not. I'm going to be coming up past Barbados and up into Martinique, which is there. There's St Lucia, Grenadines. I'll be exploring St Lucia, the Grenadines. Tess is coming out in end of January, beginning of February to Martinique, and we may take a trip up to Dominica or down to St Lucia, depending on what we decide to do and what the weather's doing and all that malarkey. And once she goes back, I'll be going down again to St Lucia, a little bit of time there, and then down to St Vincent, and then pick up some of the smaller Grenadine islands, Grenada. And this is where I've got to be a little bit careful because of what's going on with Mr. Trump and the Venezuelan authorities. There's a lot of American naval presence in this neck of the woods. And there's quite a bit of procedure that I need to be able to complete to submit my passage plan, and as well as the passage plan I have to give all the boat details and information because I don't want to be mistaken for one of their targets. It's something that's been quite a lot of chat about in the cruisers forums. And then I'll be heading down to Trinidad, so this is the bit I'm a little bit concerned about, but we'll come down to Trinidad, and then I'm going to hold up in Trinidad for a little while, and again I'll be there for beginning of June and end of May, beginning of June, and we're going to explore that. Tez is coming out to there, so I think we'll do Tobago and Trinidad, which will be quite interesting, and then we're going to take it from there. So that's it. That's what we're coming along. I've got another one here called Reggae. That's right on my passage plane. So again, I need to be a little bit careful about that one. I'm slightly north of the 15 degrees, so I should avoid that. That's why I'm in this equatorial current. Come along, and I'll come back south of that and stay on that line as much as I can, and then just drop down south a little bit, probably about 40 minutes worth of latitude, and come in, and I'm going to anchor in a bay called St Anne's just inside Martinique, and then I can electronically check in and then decide once I've recovered which marina I want to go in to restock, wash off, and get my passport stamped if I need to. So that's the plan. There we are, we have it. Crease day. Thank you, Ned and Kate. Catch you later, Buzzy Boy. Oh, look at this. Christmas present unwrapping in the Atlantic. Fantastic. Thank you very much, my lovely. Merry Christmas to Andrew. Love from Tez. Two of them, look. She carried these books, and books are heavy. She had to bring these from UK in a suitcase, along with a huge amount of other stuff that she brought for me. Bless her. World Cruising Destinations. By Jimmy and Doña Cornell, 3rd edition. Oh, look at that. All these places I can now look at and where I might want to go. And all the information I'm going to need. Nambia. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. This is me here. Came from here down to the Azores, Madeira, Canary Islands, Cabo Verde, and now heading across to here. There's Bermuda. Here, sorry. Yeah. Oh, amazing. Libya. I don't think I'll be going there. Greece. I'd love to go there, but the aggro they give yachties, I don't think so. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, then. Oh, look at this bad boy. Oh, look at this bad boy. Completely revised and updated from the latest satellite data on global climate conditions. Jimmy Cornell and Ivan Cornell. Ocean Atlas, pilot charts for all oceans of the world. Oh, this is some serious book, look at this. Oh, routes, weather patterns, average wind data. Oh, look at all that. Oh man, this is a good one, this page. I'm definitely going to be studying this. There's Gibraltar, UK, Cabo Verde, here we go, wind directions, Haiti, Martinique, right there, awesome. June. Get up to Cape Farewell, Atlantic, July, August, November, December. Here we go, this is me coming across. This way I don't want to come too far south because you get a lot more variation. That's where I want to be on those. Northeast, northeast, northeast. The longest arrow indicates the most, the highest average. And then occasionally, say here, east, northeast and east. Nice long arrows. So once I get there, the easterlies take over. That'll be a nice downwind blast. I want to be just south of this, I think. Got a bit of variable here in the middle, I can see. Shouldn't affect me too much. I'm down here. Where am I? Cabo Verde, down here. Predominantly northeasts. Now that's cool. Oh, look at that for a anchorage. Ooh. Port Circumcision. What a name. A bit more detail. That's the Pacific, Australia, New Zealand. I wonder. You never know. This is the doldrums here in the middle here, in the Pacific. French Polynesia, Solomon Islands, New Caledonia, Fiji, Samoa, Cook Islands, Marquesas. Oh, names I've dreamed of. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, this is going to be definitely part of the planning. Or is it still just dreaming? Got to have dreams in life. That's amazing, babe. Thank you ever so much. I'm choked. Just treated myself to a nice hot shower. Got all nice and clean. I'm going to do a pork and peppers tonight for dinner today. That's brilliant. Thank you, babe. Good morning, folks, and a happy Christmas to you all. It is the 25th of December. Fantastic. I'm having a cracking time. 650 miles west of the Cabo Verde Islands. There's flying fish everywhere. The sun is shining. The wind is so warm. It's beautiful. Just been online and downloaded a grid file. I'm having to head a little bit further south due to a hole in the wind. It's dead ahead of me, about 100 miles ahead. So I'm just easing myself a bit further south so I can see if I can swerve that. I've just seen another yacht. It's the second one so far. They're on my port side. I've tried calling them, but I guess they're not listening to the radio. Give you a quick squidgy round into the sunshine. Nice breeze, it's blowing about 12 to 15. Could do with a couple of more knots, just get a bit more pace on, but we're covering ground, which is good. There's the yacht over there. Going round, got the twin head sails up, the rusty rag. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Loads and loads of flying fish flying around. I had a great catch yesterday. Nice tuna, a good size. The cheeky little whatsit was swimming alongside the boat. I could see him. So I dropped a lure on his nose and a couple of minutes later he went for it. So I pulled him in. It was about 600 millimeters long. Nice thick. I got some really nice flank steaks off of him. Had a little nibble on it last night, and I'm going to have him the rest of it for, well, not the rest of it because it's huge, but I'll have a fair chunk of it for my Christmas dinner today. Alright, sailing in the Atlantic. Nice gentle swell underneath the waves. Nothing too serious, nothing dramatic. It's just lovely. I'm in good spirits. I think it's 5 days out now. Had a couple of days going a bit slower than I wanted. I'm hoping that will increase. I tried putting the main up, but it was having none of it. Just not the right angle. And it's a lot of work, dropping sails and poles and going into the wind just to get the main up and find out it doesn't make any difference to the speed. So we'll leave it where it is. I've got my additional solar blanket up on the bimini, so I'm slowly hemorrhaging power. I've got a couple of not so sunny days. Yesterday was good. And also a couple of days before that, so I'm just topping the batteries up, sitting at round about 65–70%, so I've got plenty of reserve, but I like to keep it up around the 80–85 just in cases. So wishing you all a really happy Christmas. I'll see if I can catch some of these flying fish. Hey up Ned, here we go, one tuna. Recognise that lure? What a beauty, eh? The cheeky little sod was swimming alongside the boat, so I dropped the lure over on top of him. Less than 5 minutes later, bang, straight in. What a beauty. That's going to be my Christmas dinner, I think. Happy days. Here we go then, Christmas dinner on the boat. This is what it looks like. Shift that bottle of water out of the way. We've got a tin of spuds. Just putting some colour on them to make them look like those spuds. Also not. In here I've got cabbage, onion, garlic, peppers, and what else? Yeah, some herbs. And then on top of that, oh look, I've lifted up my camera. I've got my tuna that I caught yesterday, which I backpacked to keep it absolutely super fresh, and I put that in the fridge. So I'm going to slice it up to 2 slices, and I'm going to lay that over the top of the cabbage mix, put the lid on and poach it. I'm hoping that's going to cook it nice and keep it moist. Meanwhile, spuds are getting cross. They don't want to be roast spuds, but that's what they're going to be. Pan fried roast potatoes. What could go wrong? Looking good. Let's stir that. Nice. Bit of colour on then. Right. Put the lid on that. And we'll sort this fish out. Yeah, so as you can see, it's quite a nice chunk. Got the skin on that side. So I'm going to split that fillet in 2 lengthways. Make it a bit thinner, cook quicker. That's the plan anyway. Yeah, that's cooking up nicely. Okay. Lid on, just letting that stain nicely. Now, good afternoon folks. Here we are, 900 miles. Last couple of days, very light. Got the Organica up, looks good. Hitting about 5 knots, which is okay. It's only about 10 knots of wind. With a cloudy day. Hot though, really, really hot. I'm seeing temperatures of 20, 28 inside the boat. And the cockpit outside's around about 30 in the sun. And unfortunately, right up ahead of me, of which I can't do anything much about, is this weed. Ocean bloom, I think it's called. Just go forward. Up into the front pit. Rope. Let's sit in the bathtub. Here we go. Oh, crikey, I'm going to be sailing right through this. I think that's going to snag up on my rudder. Here we go. Ocean blue. Prolific. Green carpet. Looks like an old boy or something floating around there. Thankfully it's only on the surface.
That's a bit weird though, doesn't it? Makes the sound of the sea really different, but you can actually see the swell. Oh, maybe you can't, but interesting to see. Suit. Sailing through suit. Bits of rubbish floating around on top of it. My rudder and we've left up a bit. I'll have to go and sort that out. Getting out of it now. See how clear the water is. Give the helm a bit of assistance. Definitely think my wind vane rudder has got stuck, clogged up. Two clubbed up down the back here. Let's have a look. That looks alright. Keeps spewing off the hull. Another patch of it, look, coming up. Scoot through that bit, I think. Another great big island of it over there, look.
Good morning folks, it is 29th of December. We're doing well. We've had a couple of slow days, which hopefully it's now past. The wind dropped down to about 6 knots, which was just hopeless. We're making good progress, and well, that's it folks. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Apologies for the delay. I did have some technical issues with losing the data cards. And coming up in the second part of the Atlantic crossing, I have a visitor who keeps me company for a little bit of time. More about that in the next episode. Okay, take care folks. Bye-bye.